Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the big finals, which is happening right now between Ambush and GK Mad. My name is Bhavya Desai, and of course, we have Ghana as well here. Before I bring her on board, I just wanted to say that this is the finals of the National Championships 22-2023, brought to you by UPI, the biggest championships in the country. 24 teams started out, Ghana, in a 3-day event, fighting it out from Friday, and now it comes down to two big teams, Ambush and GK Mad.
Yeah, I would say it's more than 3 days, right? This has been building up for the entire year, really. A long season, but just to give you an update, the score is 1-0 to Ambush. They started off on offense and scored it quite easily, really. GK Mad with the disc, swinging it to the side. There's a little bit of a poach by Garima thrown into the space. The lady is free. Number 75 picks up the disc with a big swing. Nice in cut. Handler asking to clear spaces. I think the call there is the stall count started way before he was within 3 meters. Disc is checked in, swung around all the way to the far side of the field. Tight defense with a poach by Garima, by Ambush.
Absolutely, Ghana. And this is really the mother of all contests, right? Because the build-up has been really strong. Of course, Ambush won against Fly while in the semi-finals. And as Ghana already mentioned, it's already 1-0. You can see the intensity, you can feel it. Meera now going inside, getting the disc, looking for that dump. She's going to dump it back to Alex. Alex is looking for Lakshman, gets that nice popping cut. This is very much similar to what is the style of brand of Ultimate that actually GK Mad plays. Alex is pivotal, and there is a huck. Looking down the far side, Stan is going to get... Oh! That was so well read. Stan almost had it, but it just went behind. And of course, there's so many teams who are already here. Sheetal and Garima now in the midst of a call, if you can already see. And I think the call is straddle. The conversation is still going on, but like I was just mentioning to you, Ghana, that Alex, of course, for GK Mad is an extremely pivotal player. Always is the one who's the center of attraction, so as to say, the distributor and really the creator, the handler. What do you have to say about him? And also, before we do that, just do engage with us in the comments. Do give us a shout out if you have any questions. Do give us your predictions as well for what you think the scores might be. Ghana?
Absolutely. A great balance of teams, right? Like if Alex is shining, it's because each and every player on the GK Mad team is creating that space for him to shine, for him to showcase his talent, his throwing ability, his great read on the disc and his verticals. The team sort of adjusts to what he can do really well, which is why he sort of stands out and shines. Ultimate, as much as it's individual shining, it's also a team sport, and the score is 1-1 with both teams going on serve.
Absolutely, and as you can see, if the camera can just pan on the right, of course, is GK Mad wearing whites, and Ambush in their nice navy bluish colors. Ambush, of course, led by Nathan, who is the coach of Ambush and pretty much the individual who's really created this team. And even from just while we were talking about GK Mad, of course, the side here on Ambush as well, it's pretty much like an all-star team. Practically half of the team has represented India or still represents India. And the line is up. Of course, you always have the tall figure of Karan. You have Shubham Kadu. You have Arya. You have Tejas, who's kind of giving the instructions. Of course, he's the captain as well. You have Stan, you have Maitri, and you have Sneha. Really a stacked side there.
Oh, you'd say stacked there, but would you look at that? I'd say stacked on the GK Mad side as well. It doesn't matter how much you've represented the country, really, if you have the ability to perform the way these kids do. They grind every point, every second on the field, and they are a treat to watch.
Absolutely. The pull is up. As you know, it is a gender pull. When four women are playing on the line, then always pulled by a woman. Woman matching. Karan with the disc. Karan will obviously sent, almost had that. Oh, that's a drop. That the pressure that he actually put, the pressure that Manjeet put, Maitri just with an unforced error. And now Lakshman has the disc. He is looking for an round. Again, Manjeet comes in, popping in and out nicely over there. He's looking for Binoy. Will he get it? No, he won't. Yes, Binoy with a nice strong cut there on the break side. Tejas marking him really strong and looking for the dump, and the dump is still on. Rohit is now again going to look for Manjeet. On the far side, you have the woman absolutely free, and now she's got the disc. The pick call is there. Stan has just called pick. There has to be a stoppage, and the disc is now going to go back. So for anyone who's actually new, they've still not recognized that there is a call going on Ghana, and it still continues. The game is still continuing. So for anyone obviously who's tuned in and who does not know or is not familiar with Ultimate, then of course it's a self-refereed sport where spirit plays an extremely important role. What do you think, but Ghana, is going to be the strategy generally from either of these teams today?
I think Ambush will be looking to stop the big huck game. Like, as I said it, there's a big huck that's gone up already with big crossfield, and that is unfortunate. There was a great grab by number 33, right? Knocking on the end zone. A little bit of patience would have earned them that much needed break very early in the game. So I was saying Ambush's strategy would really be to stop the huck game that GK Mad has, right? They have brilliant throwers and equally brilliant receivers. The more Ambush makes them dump and reset the disc, the more abilities for them to generate turns.
Absolutely, like she said, and Sneha, Sneha with a nice pivot low release, but unfortunately Arya could not grab that. I would say Ghana that he made an excellent grab over there, Manjeet, but if you would have just had that one extra patient minute and second, you just thought about it and released a nice decision-making shot, that would have made a big difference. And there you go, you can understand the intensity. Manjeet and Shubham Kadu both have bid for the disc, flying in there. Manjeet comes out on top, but yeah, of course Shubham Kadu is strong like a rock. He's going to be absolutely fine. So guys, if you have any questions, please engage with us in the comments. We will just get to your comments really soon. If you have any shout outs, do give that to us. It is Bhavya and Ghana who are going to hold the fort for some time at least in this commentary box for you all. And like I was just telling you, it's a self-refereed sport for anybody who's joined us, and spirit plays a really important role. So that's why you will see whenever there's a stoppage and players discussing with each other, you will find that they probably don't agree on something, and that's when they discuss things out and they come to a consensus. Right, Ghana? Ghana, how important do you think this point might be now?
This is crucial, absolutely crucial for GK Mad, right? Like, if they generate this break early, beautiful throw by Kalpana, and they convert that first break. GK Mad are up 1 now, and that puts a lot of pressure on Ambush.
Absolutely. And there you go, the comments are already coming in. So there is really a divided stream of viewers here. A lot of them going, Siddharth is going go GK, Aparna is going go GK. Of course, there are a lot of Ambush likers here as well. And Rushil especially is going really gungo. He's like GK. That's really nice. So keep the thank you so much, Art Boomer. Of course, it's really always fun to do this. We are good to be. It's great for us to come back as well. Full of layouts, definitely. The unknown cyclist saying that ये पूरा जो मैच है, ये पूरा मैच में इतने सारे layouts होने वाले हैं. बीच में हम लोग थोड़ी सी हिंदी की commentary भी कर देंगे. So do let us know in the comments as well what you want. You can press the yellow button on your remote and look at right now. What we can do is Hindi, we can do English. Can you do any of the South Indian languages?
Koncham Tamil thariyum.
Definitely Tamil as well here. So let us know in the comments what is it that you want to see.
Kannadanu baratte for all the Bangalore audiences out there.
Thank you so much for all the favorite commenters. Thank you so much, Anirudh, for those lovely comments. Having said that, the pull is up, floaty pull. Tejas is obviously going to get that disc. Centers it to Shubham Kadu, who's patiently looking. No mark on him, and he's patiently looking. Is he going to go for the big huck? Gaju has made the bolt, but he's not. He's centered it to Maitri, and now she's going to send it back to Shubham Kadu. Definitely Maitri now. There she goes, gives it to Stania. Stania waiting for the dump to Tejas, and Tejas really doing those quick 1-2s, which is exactly what Shubham Kadu also does.
You need to notice the chemistry that's there in ambush, right? It's pocket players. You see that Tejas and Stania have great chemistry between each other. Similarly, Kadu and Maitri played before together on Jumbish, so they have developed that chemistry. And then these other players try to support that pairing. Sneha, of course, great with the disc. My personal favorite, one of the best women ultimate players ever played for a long time. Shubham being very patient with the disc. They don't want to throw anything away right now. Just really distributing it all through. Gaju right in the center. Big mark, hands up. Shubham with the disc again. He's just taking the breaks at his will, isn't he? He doesn't really care what the mark does. He will throw it where he wants to throw it. And mind you, this mark is big.
Absolutely, Ghana, like you put it. And also what's important is, if you'll recognize the sort of play that GK Mad is playing, you'll realize that how quickly they are calling the switch between the players, because in this point itself, when the disc went to Krishna, then it came back to Shubham Kadu, and then it was sent to Tejas, between those three swings they actually switched the marks 3 times in order to understand and help out each other, which also talks a lot about the chemistry that GK Mad has. Coming to Sneha, of course she's rostered for ambush this year, but she is a player who plays for DOD, and I couldn't agree with you more. Amazing powerhouse of talent, definitely one of the best female players in India Ultimate for sure. Of course, played for the country a number of times, and a great addition to this ambush roster. I think when even we realized that she's playing for ambush this year, there were so many teams which actually went like, oh, already a difficult team, and now they're even stronger. A dump pass to Shubham Kadu. Shubham Kadu faking off Stania, up line to, that's going to be a foul. There's definitely going to be a foul, and it's accepted as well. Tejas with the disc, number 19, of course, used to play for Nash and a pivotal part of the ambush team. Of course, the captain as well. Now he's looking for that in cut, and Krishna makes it look so easy.
Absolutely. Great cutters, great handling, amazing movement. But mind you, all of this is being done with some very, very tight defense that is generated by GK Mad. They're playing pure person with switches, as Bhavya so rightly called it. But what's really interesting, Bhavya, is to see 2 teams from the northern part of India at the final. Of course, they were very difficult semi-finals with both Spinergy and Flywile really giving both these teams a run for their money to earn their spots here. By the way, that game is just happening parallelly, and great intensity there as well with big hugs. Like we said, it's always nice to see newer teams playing finals, and we are super excited to call this game. Yeah, so I was just saying how 2 new teams in the finals, and that's always very refreshing to see.
Yes, absolutely, Ghana. Also, very important is that the first 4 seeds which were there in the beginning of this tournament, none of them have actually made it to the finals, which just shows the nature of competitiveness that we have at the national championships this year. Of course, Lakshman with the disc now, centers into Alex. Again, the main man here, low release, typical Alex pivot there, great save. Sanju is already ready with the reset, who's also rostered with GK Mad for the first time this year. Alex on the sideline. There's a conversation between Ansh and Alex for something. Coming back to what the unknown cyclist was just saying that no one anywhere comes close to how GK Mat plays with the smoothness, frequency, and success. Couldn't agree with you more. The reason is because they've got such a smooth handler set and such a handler set which has such a great ability. Again, the disc has come out. Karan is going to mark. Alex is again with the disc. Rohit looking for the dump, but he's been faked off. Sanju gets the disc again. Medha is absolutely open, and she's obviously going to get and rewarded for that cut. Alex looking downfield, who's going to get it? Rohit gets the disc. Will he send it to Medha? No. Medha made a nice cut, deep cut over there. And now goes the disc. A nice blade, Garima to it, and ooh! There was a lot of pressure put over there by Garima, and Medha almost had it, touched her fingertips, just could not hold on to it, Ghana.
Absolutely. That's just enough pressure that's required to come down with the defense. It's just about being at the right place at the right time and to sort of tell the offensive player that, hey, you know what, it's not going to be that easy for you to catch this frisbee.
Absolutely, and what you see here now is something completely different. A vertical stack set by Ambush, which is not something that you get to see often. They usually have these plays. Oh, there's too much of clogging over there. Will Ansh get it? Yes, he's got that around. Just trusting the abilities over there. Karan, again, a very important player for Ambush. Pretty much the central. If Al has sent it, Kenny is with the disc. Rohit is coming down. Kenny with that grab. He has two options, of course. Arya is running down deep. Garima is running down the flank. What is he going to do? He's going to keep it easy. Finds Mac. Mac is just looking for that 1-2. They just need to be patient a little bit. Conversation, obviously, a foul call. Kenny and Sanju discussing that I was trying to release the disc, but obviously your hand hit me and it's accepted. Stall count comes back. Kenny is now just going to center the disc, and I think he's just going to look for an easy dump. The score is 2-all, and if you've just joined us, then it is the big finals, 24 teams, last two teams, Ambush. He just released it to Karan, and Karan is going to get this all day, all day. A really nice inside flick there, Ghana.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They'll do the traditional things very well, absolutely easy, reset the disc, swing it all around, be absolutely patient, and then there goes up one fancy throw for someone to come down with. That's the beauty of Ultimate. You do the flashy things, but you also do the simple things really right, and that's what makes this so entertaining to watch.
Absolutely. Do keep those comments coming in as well. Thank you so much for engaging with us. Jaideep, thank you so much for your shout out. Jaideep is just mentioning a lovely commentary, by the way. So thank you so much, Jaideep, for those comments. Of course, there's Bhavya and Ghana who's holding the fort here. And Jaideep also mentions that the India Ultimate has really come a long, long way. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you, Jaideep. It's not just the community that has grown a lot. It's the players that have really come out. Huge talent. It's not just that. Of course, UPI has also pulled up a lot of its socks. There's so much that we're doing as well as a association or as a community to try and build a sport here. And which is why you get this amazing live stream as well for the national championships. The lines are up now, of course. You see Rohit, you see all the regulars on this side, you see Lakshman, you see Alex, who's pretty much, I think, going to play Savage Ghana on this one, and Medha as well. On the other side, you have Ansh, you have Jashan, no, you have Aditya, you have Sneha, you have Arya, who's going to do the pull, you have Khushi, who's just come, Stan, and Gajju.
Absolutely. You know what's really interesting, essentially, if you look at it, Ambush is a pickup team. It's a bunch of players that have been picked up by great coach. Oh, that is going to be contested. And that's a great deep. So like I was saying, for a bunch of pickup players to be playing with this kind of chemistry after just a couple of camps is really amazing to watch. GK Mat, on the other hand, of course, have been playing together for a very long time. They know each other in and out. The chemistry is already built and set. Ambush, of course, need to build that chemistry game by game, season by season, camp by camp. I hear they convene and go out quite often. So I'd like to play some Ultimate in Goa, wouldn't you, Bhavya?
Absolutely, absolutely. Would love to do that for sure. And having said that, that's what we've just witnessed is the exciting level of ultimate that you see when you have a bunch of talented players. And if you know that both these teams, especially GK Mad, have this habit and the brand of ultimate that they play is something sending the disc really into the deep zone, trusting their own teammates to get there. But what a beautiful D, an amazing save over there by Kushi, centers it to Sneha, Anshan, and there he's bolted. There goes there goes the shot. Stania with it, and Gaju. Oh, what we've just witnessed, as you can see, if you can hear the crowd which is really built up over here, what we just witnessed is some really talented players. Both ends, both sides, 2 blocks, deep shots.
Absolutely, but that one I would say was all Stania's. If Gaju hadn't gone in for that bid, she would have really had that space to herself. A one-on-one matchup would have been an easier disc for her to bring down.
Absolutely, and that is really going to be the feature of the match today. 100 minutes of high intensity ultimate. You will see both teams going for those amazing hucks, and the best part is because both teams have amazing verticals, definitely there are going to be a lot of Ds as well. Thank you so much, Ultimate fan, for your comment. I hope you're enjoying the beverage that I mentioned in our YouTube channel. Do keep the comments coming in, of course. Really enjoying this. That was a nice save. The float took it almost outside. Stan is providing a really high mark. Looks it inside. Ooh, is the pressure getting on to the players, Ghana?
Absolutely. If you saw that was 2 fumbles. Kalpana managed to save 1, but unfortunately number 7 wasn't able to save his fumble. And trust me, that's all it's going to take, right? These small, absolutely small, minute forced errors, that's going to make the difference between winning this championship and just being short of it.
Absolutely. As you put it, rightly so, that in a match like this where you have top talent playing, top teams playing, it really comes down to those crucial 1 or 2 points and 1 or 2 critical mistakes or unforced errors. If that happens, then the game is going to split completely. And as we've just seen, Ambush has just broken that. They've just gone up. The score is 3-2 if you've just joined us. Do keep the comments coming. It's really nice. If you have any questions, then do ask us as well. We would love to answer those questions. And I think a timeout has been called by GK Mad. And as you might be able to see on the right, GK Mad has quickly gone into that huddle. And in that huddle, what do you think, Ghana, they must be discussing?
Oh, they would just be calming the nerves down, right? Like, I feel Ultimate, as much as it's a physical game, is a mental game. The team that's going to keep their head cool and play absolutely chilly on offense and go batshit crazy on defense is the team that's going to come on top. And it's a big mental switch, right? Like, you're going from playing high adrenaline, crazy mark, bidding on big layouts, and then you need to really be chilly. You need to value that disc, switch on your Buddha mode, and walk it into the end zone. So that's a huge transition, Bhavya, and most people find it difficult to handle, but these people on both teams know how to turn that switch back on and off and play great Ultimate.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also I think what is going to be critical also, I don't know if you can see it on that stream, but for a lot of you who obviously have played in Surat before, will know that the conditions get really hot. And it is quite hot here right now. So which means playing 100 minutes in this heat is not really going to be easy. So what I think also is going to be very critical is that how each of the squads really rotates their players, keeps their legs fresh, ensures that the depth of that squad is being used. And while we are talking, we have, of course, the captain of Ambush, which is Tejas, who's just joined us. So Tejas, how's it going so far?
It's going amazing. I think both the teams are showing a good display of Ultimate. It's the highest level of Ultimate that we're both playing. Of course, they broke us first right in the start, put us in trouble. But yeah, we got back. We're a couple breaks up. I think one break up. Look to end the half strong.
What do you think in a match like this? Do you think it will just come down to possibly just one or few couple of unforced errors or just couple of points? That's the split difference that's really going to be deciding factor between which team takes this home?
I think in matches like this, it's more of your experience and composure while playing what matters the most. Because if, as you can see, literally everyone from both the teams have the throws, the cuts, the layouts, I mean everything about Ultimate. So it just depends on decision making. At least according to me, that's going to separate.
And whoever handles the pressure well.
Yes, of course. Pressure is the most important thing.
All right, we'll let you go ahead and concentrate on the game again. Thank you so much, Tejas, for joining us. So that was Tejas, who's the captain of Ambush, who just came out and spoke to us. And now Mac versus Alex, a really nice individual contest as well, Ghana. You know, what we just did not discuss about was that the amount of individual contests that we're going to get to see between a lot of these players.
Absolutely. And these guys know each other and their style of play so well. So when they're drawing these matchups, they already know what to go, what to shut down, what to take away, and how to make that person with the disc's life more difficult, right? But having said that, in spite of the very big challenging marks that is being put on Alex, he's been able to break it with ease. Whether it's on the backhand side, forehand side, nice floaty throws into the hands of people. Oh, that was close. Megha with the disc, she puts it up, and that's a D. So, like I said, and like they just said, it's a mental game at this point of time. They're both physically very well matched. Big hook going up, and that's going to be D'd as well. I don't know, maybe this was a strategy, Bhavya. I think Mac sort of saw that all his players were tired and he would rather play defense from a further point and took that big huck and bought his time some team some time.
Well, to be very honest, I think this would have been such an important point had Mac just not gone for that hook. Personally, the reason is because they're already 4-2 up, and now they have the opportunity to would have gone one more break up. And if you would have just probably not taken that hug, for me personally, but of course you and I are just commentating, they're the ones who are playing over there, which means they're the ones who are making the decision. But thank you so much for coming, for sending in all of these lovely comments. And of course, just answering a few of them. Shubham More, why is Rutvik not playing? Rutvik actually has a hamstring pull, so that's why he's not going to be playing this tournament, unfortunately. Also, as you're talking about having the depth and using that depth, it's so important. Yeah, sorry, many of you are actually also commenting if we can ask them to clear the sidelines. Well, unfortunately, there's so many teams who have obviously lined up over here. An unfortunate drop there by Kushi. Already we've seen 4 turnovers in this point itself, Ghana.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, right? Like Mac is so experienced. That last huck that went out, he realized, that's a great score by Megha there. He realized that his teammates were very tired to cut in the midfield, and he was willing to take that chance in the deep with one person running down and coming down in the disc, and maybe gambling with the turn far away from his end zone, overturning it right there, like that just happened, which GK Matt capitalized and scored right away.
Absolutely. And as we said just now, it's the decision-making process which is going to be extremely critical. Also, the teams who handle pressure the best, I think, are the ones who are really going to come on top. But as they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And boy, Lakshman as well, who's just come in. Sorry, the umbrella's in the middle and I'm finding it a little difficult to see. On the ambusher side, you of course have Stanya, you have Krishna, you have Sneha. Tejas giving in all the instructions there. Maitri, Karan and Jashan. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. And I was also referring to it, the personal matchups are also going to be very interesting. Having said that, Lakshman makes the pull. Justin is going to wait for the disc. Is this going to go out? I think it's going to go out and he's going to call brick. Yeah. For any of our viewers जो पहली बार देख रहे हैं या जो अल्टीमेट को ज़्यादा जानते नहीं है, तो ब्रिक का मतलब ये होता है कि जब ये एक डिफेंसिव टीम कोई पुल करती है और डिस्क बाहर चली जाती है तो ऑफेंसिव टीम के पास ऑप्शन होता है कि वो डिस्क अंदर लेके आके एक ब्रिक मार्क होता है सेंटर में जहाँ पे आप वो डॉट दे सकते हैं, वो वहाँ से अपना गेम शुरू कर सकते हैं. सो इससे उनको थोड़ा सा एडवांटेज मिल जाता है जो 4 या 5 यार्ड का. हमें कमेंट्स में बताइए कि आपको हिंदी में कमेंट्री सुननी है या इंग्लिश में सुननी है. थोड़ी सी तमिल में भी कर सकते हैं हम डेफिनेटली बीच बीच में कभी कभी, बट ऑफ कोर्स इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन दैट button that you press and we'll obviously do that. Tejas looking for that cut, gives it to Karan, a nice deep cut. Will he send that in? No, he won't. He's looking to center the disc and he's going to center it to Krishna. Krishna is going to give that upline to Karan. And you can see a clear difference of how actually, oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. You know, Ghana, what I just noticed that you can see a clear difference of whenever Karan is being marked by a lot of these players. Whenever they're marking a lot of the other players, they tend to get a lot closer. But whenever they're marking Karan, they're kind of taking it a little bit, couple of yards, so that he doesn't really get the chance to bolt off by giving those 1-2s.
Absolutely. Big guy, big span, tall, difficult to play defense against. Oh, unfortunate throwaway by Jason there. Was looking to hit Stania with a low release. They want to keep the frisbee a little lower and not too much in the air because you know the boys from GK Man are very good there, right? Like they can sky anything and bring anything down, and anything that's hanging a little too much in the air is up for contention.
Absolutely, and while we are talking, you can see there goes the hug, looking for Manjeet. Manjeet versus Tejas, and the pressure put there by Tejas obviously made Manjeet go up in the air slightly early.
Again, if you notice, if that was a one-on-one matchup, it would have been easier. But Sneha ran down there, made it so much more difficult, helping her teammate to sort of stop that play from happening. Stania takes one to Jashan this time. Jashan fumbles but gets the disc. Easy reset to Karan. Karan to Sneha, and that's a score.
Yeah, what an opportunity. Both teams are giving each other enough chances on every point to make the other team pay, but for some reason either of the teams are really not able to capitalize to get those breaks back. And I think especially for GK Mat, that is going to be so important. क्यों GK Mat के लिए बहुत important है? Because already अभी 2 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस हो गया है, स्कोर हो गया है 5-3, और अगर वो ये हक कनेक्ट कर लेते तो ये हो जाता था 4 ऑल. जो उनको एक ब्रेक जो उन्होंने पहले दिया था वो उनको डेफिनेटली वापस मिल जाता था. बट नथिंग टू टेक अवे फ्रॉम जीके मैट. जीके मैट का गेम अगर आप जानते हो या आप इंडिया अल्टीमेट फॉलो करते हो तो दैट इज द ब्रांड ऑफ अल्टीमेट दैट दे प्ले. प्लीज कीप द कमेंट्स कमिंग. वी वुड लव टू टॉक टू यू एज यूजुअल. फ्रेंच, अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी कैन नॉट टॉक इन फ्रेंच.
See, Monsieur? Of course we can't talk in French. We have Soumya right here. Maybe she can say something in French for us.
What do you want me? What's the question?
Just
say something in
about the match
France.
in
French.
Bonjour. C'est un match très très engagé entre JK Mad et Ambush de Goa. On va voir 3-5. On va voir ce qui se passe. Done?
Wow, how international can we get, Bhavya?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Having said that, thank you, Soumya, for adding that flair in French, a seriously cute language. While that, Sanju has the disc, sends it, sides it to Alex. Alex now going to swing it back to the axis handler, Sanju. Meda is absolutely open, but Rohit is going to intercept it even before she gets to the disc. Rohit centers it back, and now Alex has the disc, a low release, and now Lakshman has it. Lakshman is looking for a dump. Yes, absolutely. Alex versus Ansh, a good matchup over there. Will he throw around? No, he won't. What a breakthrough there. Totally opening up the downfield, but cannot get any yardage because there were no continuation cuts that came over there. Sanju again, will he go to release that? No, he won't. Again, an open player there. She's looking for a dump. Lot of pressure there, and what a beautiful quick one. Will that be a D? No, that was Sanju. And oh, that is superb. Was it indeed? The D comes in by none other than one and only. Was it a score? It was a score. Ghana. I thought it was a score and I said, wow, that was such a good score, and Ghana came in. Sorry guys for the confusion. A little bit of miscommunication between the commentators, of course, there. But a beautiful score there.
Okay, so the celebration was a little jubilant, and I saw the disc going up. You never know if Mac gets a hand on that, right? Disc was floating in the air. I really thought it was a D. It was a close call. I'm sorry, Bhavya. But then again, if you see... Absolutely. Muniz, I think Vikas is not underrated. Everybody values him to be one of India's best players. I think he's got incredible read on the disc, amazing physical attributes, and he plays really, really, really well.
Absolutely, and I think that was such a clear example of how a team like GK Mad, which plays such fast ultimate, can really punish you if you give them an inch. A quick break throw, couple of around throws, the moment they got a little bit of space, both Vikas and Alex quickly did a 1-2, and then that was a beautiful release there by Sanju to get it there. Kalpana with the pull, the disc is a really nice pull. Shubham Kadu on the line, centers it to Tejas, 1-2, quick 1-2 back. And Shubham Kadu is really known for his quick 1-2s, isn't he? A stocky guy, quick on his feet, centers it to Tejas, Tejas to Stanya. Sneha is absolutely open, but of course, Lakshman realizing that and trying to cut that off. Stanya's gone there. Oh, it's Arya, and that is going to be, is that a call? That is a call, and that's that's a contested call. Oh wow, there was just no discussion there. Lakshman said, okay, sorry, you called for a foul, that's a contest, this goes back.
So like I said, I think the ambush women want to control this offense, right? They want to keep the men out of that space. They want to keep the disc between Stanya, Sneha and Arya. Of course, Sneha and Stanya have great chemistry between each other. They played the state championships together as well. It's that Karnataka connection. And I think they want to sort of keep Alex and the boys who have bigger reads on the disc away from the end zone, and the women run the offense smooth and clean. It would be prudent for the ambush boys to keep that space clear for the women to dominate and finish the point.
Absolutely. Rightly put, Ghana. The disc is to Krishna. And you know, this is the first time that Krishna has actually touched the disc on this point. That just tells you what is the sort of lineup and stacked lineup that Ambush has. Now almost, Tejas is almost going to get double teamed. Kadu with the disc again. Sneha getting free every time she gives that in cut. Looks it down to Krishna. Krishna waiting for that important cut to finish it off. A hammer comes in. Arya was the Stanya. And Stanya. Oh, Kalpana was the Stanya. And Stanya has got that easy peasy. Having said that, the score has now become 6-4. Do keep the comments coming in. Thank you so much for interacting with us. If you have any questions, then do ask us. We would love to get to you. It's Bhavya and Ghana, of course, who are holding the fort here.
Yeah, that was a great box out by Kalpana. Actually, she took that space really well, but Stanya, of course, has great reach and very good read on the disc. She held her own space, went up and came down with the frisbee, and you could see there was a little bit of incidental contact there, but Kalpana was like, you know, I did not have a play on the disc. I stood my ground, she stood hers and came down with the frisbee. So great score there.
Absolutely. Also, what you can see is very important and different is that none of the teams at this point of time have really played any variation except for a person defense, which means they know that the abilities that a lot of these players have are really highly rated. They're able to break their marks really easily, which means if you play a different brand or different style, then they'll be able to really punish you on either side. The lines are up, of course. Karan is back on the field, so is Gaju. You can see Shubham Lokre, Garima, Sneha, Khushi and Arya. On the other side, of course, you do have Alex, you have Meda, You've got Sanju, you've got Vikas, who's pretty much, Alex and Vikas are pretty much playing savage, and they've now rotated Kalpana a little bit, trying to rest her. On an offense point though, Vikas gets it, Sanju going in for the bolt, but he is faked off, comes back. Alex and Sanju is going to connect it down the line. Oh, he's just bumped into him. Shubham Lokre just chest bumped Sanju on the face. Sanju is waiting, sends it in, and Alex just plucks it out of thin air. Sanju's bolted again. Alex with the disc. On the far side, you have the women. Vikas saves it. Completely open, but he sends the female matching player down. The disc has now come back to the half line. I think there's a clear understanding that they need to play a handler set. Now finally Meda gets the disc, sends it to Alex. Alex to Sanju. Karan trying to make an attempt for it, but with that air bounce, the disc floats in the air, and that's a score. The score is 6-5.
Absolutely. It's literally a heart in the mouth situation calling this game, right? Like when the disc is up in the air and floating, there are big people who can make big plays on that frisbee, and it's really anyone's disc. But of course, these boys have a very good read on the disc, and they know how to position their bodies to come down with the frisbee. And you know what, having said this, right, like I get it, like Ambush are one break up, but it's a 100-minute game and anything can happen at any point of time. It's not even half time yet, and it's a long format. It's just going to show who can hold their own, who can bring in the calm, and who can switch on that aggression on defense at any given point of time. I think it's a timeout. And I think we spoke about how both teams are playing more person with switches as opposed to any kind of a zone look, really. I think it also has got to do with how still the air is, Bhavya. Like there's absolutely no wind. There's no breeze here. There's no weather condition to sort of test you on your throwing skill set, which by the way is already really great on both teams. So in this instance, I think both teams would like to physically match each other up on a person mark and make people make challenging throws into tight pockets of spaces as opposed to, giving zones up. And, these people will hit zones, open spaces with ease, and anyone can really run down and get the frisbee in that area.
Absolutely, right? Coming back to this game, it's 6-5, and what you're watching is, of course, the National Championships of 2022-2023, brought to you by UPI, the absolute epitome of club championship in India. 24 teams fighting it out with each other over a period of 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and all of that has now culminated to two teams fighting it out for the trophy and the bragging rights, so as to say. Some fact check for you. None of the four top seeded teams that were seeded in the top four before the tournament have really made it to the final. On one side, of course, you have GK Mad from Delhi. On the other side, you have Ambush, who really is a team that has been made from some of the best players from the west and a little bit from the north.
And a little bit from the south.
And a couple of players from the south as well, fighting it out for the big trophy. Do keep the comments coming in. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Tanya, for that, Kavya, for that great, what a grab. Really, really good to see.
Absolutely. Pan-Indian team. Can we call Ambush that? Pan-India? Really talent from all over the country. Nice pull. Jason getting under it to field it. Centers it to Tejas. Tejas to Krishna. Krishna looking to hit Sneha deep. Kalpana running down. She's going to put a lot of pressure on that. And it's gone out of bounds. I think that was a little bit of a set play that was called by Ambush, which did not work in their favor there. They wanted to finish the point either with Sneha or Stanya on the huck. But I mean, all said and done, I think the women in GK Mad are holding their own and playing superb frisbee. I mean, trust me, sometimes when you look at the lineup and you hear the names, you start shaking in your boots. Like if you're going to line up there and say, hey, I need to match up against Stania. By the way, I got burnt by her when we played against them. You sometimes really want to second guess yourself and say that, hey, shit, do I have to really match up with this and play defense against this? But these women have been fearless, hunting disc down, not caring about the name on the shirt and just playing great defense.
What a critical point this is going to be, because the score is 6-5 and this gives them a chance to bring it back, and Medha has brought it back, making the score 6-all, which is so important, because that set play on Ambush's side did not really work. And obviously what GK Mad has just done is they've just made them pay. The score is now 6-all, and what a beautiful flow. So as you know, that the critical points that we talked about, and also the decision making which is going to be so critical in these finals, was just that display. On one side, of course, you had Ambush, who really tried a set play, sent it into Sneha, but of course the wind took it out. Alex picked up the disc, saw that, and then recognized the importance of this point. Everybody with ultra energy and enthusiasm bolted towards the end zone on the GK side, and what resulted is in a break coming back.
Yeah, I told you, Bhavya, it's a long game. Breaks are going to get generated, right? Like it's going to happen on both sides. Disc toot gaya hai is what is being said by Binoy. And they're looking for another game disc to play. The rule on that, by the way, Bhavya, is very interesting, right? Like if you have a hard play on the disc and it gets warped in the middle of a game, you can't really change the equipment. You have to play with the warped disc unless and until it's broken. And in this case, the disc is broken. Oh, God knows what they did to it. So they have found a new disc to play with.
Thank you so much for all the comments that are coming in. Couldn't agree with you more. Definitely, it is really good, Nishant. Yes, absolutely. To see the India Ultimate is growing really well. We'll get to the comments, other comments very soon as well. But having said that, Shubham Kadu just centered the disc to Karan. It's Ambush's offense, 6-all. Game is poised for a humdinger. Stania sending it to Tejas. What a bid there by Alex, trying to get that, and in that process he's obviously just nipped the finger of Tejas, who's felt that pretty much. So there's obviously going to be a little bit of a break. While that's happening, I'll just call the lines. Krishna waiting for a dump reset. Maitri's on the far side for Ambush. Karan and Stania have lined up next to each other, trying to confuse, of course, Kalpana and Vikas. You have Shubham Kadu, you have Sneha, who's gone all the way back, and Medha has taken all outs. Shubham Kadu, for that, gets that disc. He's obviously going to send it to Tejas at back. Dump reset. Maitri was open there, but she was faked off. Now the disc goes to the side. Maitri looking for that cut, sends it to Krishna. Krishna now just waiting patiently to see who he can send it to. Sends it to Stania. Stania to Sneha. Sneha is waiting, looking for that dump reset. And that's a drop, a very uncharacteristic drop there by Shubham Kadu. Just shows the pressure is on.
And with that, there's a timeout called. Oh no timeout. That was a little unfortunate. We couldn't really see what was happening. It looked like a timeout was being called. Kalpana with the disc. Kalpana looking to dump it with a great dump. Megha saves it, really. It was a little high for her. She went up for it, saved that disc. And now, GK Mad are just slowing the offense down. They want to play as calm as possible. There was a call which has been retracted. Play on is the call. GK Mad really playing on the sideline, which is really a tricky place to be. And, there are a lot of people right on the sideline. And it's a little difficult for people to throw when that happens. The stack is quite deep. Kalpana with a good yardage gaining in cut gets the disc and looking to hit Megha, but she doesn't do that. She just dump resets it. Patiently working the disc, yardage by yardage, swinging and up lines. Great handler movement, just looking for that big. And Ambush has done a great job in pushing GK Mad almost right back to their end zone. That's great defensive pressure there. Difficult for the cutters to get resets. Kalpana again comes into the handler stack to get the reset. Right now the disc is just moving laterally. There's nothing really being generated from the vertical field. All the cuts have been shrunk, keeping them as behind as possible. Big high release to the other far side of the field. Kalpana comes back, asks for the reset, puts it out to Megha. Big mark on her. Megha just resets it. Karan trying to run in for the layout, doesn't take it. Right now GK Mad, and he puts it up in the air. I was saying, being patient, they just take that zipper right into the end zone, and the defense there was face marking and could not see that disc going up.
Absolutely, and that also shows that how much of a pressure is actually being built. The reason is because the mark over there was none other than, of course, Krishna Damor, who is one of the best players in Indian Ultimate right now, and he was marking Lakshman over there, but Vikas recognizing that there is a face mark and a little bit of eye contact over there, sending the disc deep, and Krishna was obviously caught out over there. But what's important is now, from a timeout has just been called by Jashan, which means Ambush has asked for a timeout because they just need to reconvene. On the other side, what is important is the score now is 7-6. There were 2 breaks down, GK Mad, they've brought this back, which means that they're absolutely here to play. And you could really see the intensity that both the teams were putting in there. When Alex got that dump reset from Medha, you could see Karan charging in from behind. And if I can just ask the broadcasting team to show that throw in the replay, and if you really want to get the best out of a lot of these highlights, then you will actually see at 0.5 speed, then you will really see the beauty of those leaps. You will see the beauty of those grabs and the beauty of those Ds. So if you want to ever see those things, then do ensure that you look at that. Just a little bit of information. This is a 100-minute game, which means any timeout which is actually called is for at least 5 minutes. Having said that, yes, do keep the comments in. Unfortunately, we are not able to catch all the comments because the comments are really flying in continuously, so that's why. Neil, who's of course joined us, is saying that why is Ambush an all India team? Are they going for an international tournament? So a little bit of background on Ambush. So Ambush actually is a team which is really initiated by Nathan, of course, who's really very well known figure in Indian Ultimate. He's of course the coach of Ambush as well, and he was a captain and the leader of Nash as well from Goa. They've set up this team from getting the best talents which is there in the West, North and South in order to represent the country in international tournaments. They were at Windmill recently and they actually came in 3rd, winning the bronze medal, which was such a great achievement for Indian Ultimate as well. Coming back to, of course, these things, Aparna just mentioning that of course the European finals are also on today, so which is really good. That's really good to know. Of course, while that European finals are going on, there are finals which are going on here. And for anyone who's joined us now, welcome to this broadcast. This is the finals of the National Championships 22, 22 and 23, brought to you by UPAI, the best of clubs, the biggest championships of Indian Ultimate. Over the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 24 top teams from the country Ghana fighting it out, and now it has come down to 2 teams, GK Mad and Ambush.
Absolutely. It's just amazing to see a mixed gender sport in its truest form, where men and women.
Big thing. RT.TV just commented. You can mention that. Oh. Yes, absolutely, and we've of course have like some really interesting comments which are definitely coming in. RT.TV, really good to have you here, and yes, we couldn't agree with you more. Coming in third on windmill, especially when they were seeded out of the first 20 teams, surprised and shocked so many teams. It just talks about how the Indian ultimate community is really growing, the talent which is coming in from all corners of the world, all corners and parts of India is really exciting to see. The lines are up, of course, the timeout is over. Kalpana is ready for the pull. Of course, Lakshman is there, Alex is there. You can now see Manjeet has also come, and Meda on the far left of us. On the other side, you obviously have Karan, Sneha, who's feeling a little bit of the heat as well, just wiping the sweat off over there. Maitri's there, Jashan, Tejas, and Arya. Pulls come in. Jashan has just got the dish, centers it to Tejas. Back to quick 1-2s and give goes. Tejas gave it to Sneha, who's absolutely open. Meda took a little while, and obviously a player of her caliber will take it really quickly. Tejas getting free over there from Alex. Karan gets that disc. Lakshman is marking him really tight. Jashan has come for a round, and then there is a call. A little bit of discussion of some body contact. The score is of course 7-6. While this talk is going on, do ask us in the questions if you want to know anything specific about any of the teams. If you have any specific questions, we would love to engage with you and talk to you. Of course, this is Bhavya Desai here, aka Iceman, and of course Ghana, Raj, who are holding the fort here, at least for the first half. We'll try and be with you for the whole commentary, but of course there are so many good commentators who are still here, so we'd love to see them as well come on this live stream. But what's important is do engage with us, do continue to talk to us. The call is still going on, and the 2 breaks down, Ghana. They've brought it back. Big blade to Jashan, and Jashan has made that count.
Absolutely. See, that was the surprise element, right? Like, I think Karan and Jason know each other so well. You would be expecting the GK Mad team to see either Stanya or a Sneha going for the score. So that was the Trojan horse where Jason just took off. He knows Karan has the throw. Right into his hands, the blade goes, and that was the score. So like I said, as traditionally cleanly as you can play, you also need to have these cheeky elements to throw teams off guard and go get the scores. That's what makes Ultimate so interesting. As we approach the half, it's 7-all. And we have something very exciting planned for you guys at the halftime. We're going to get a couple of people run a quick recap for those people, you know, who have joined in the game or will be joining in the game later. A quick recap as to what happened, how it transpired, a couple of interviews lined up. So stay tuned. We have a halftime show as well, guys.
Absolutely, the streaming has gone a long way. I'll just come back to you, Raghuveer. Of course, yeah, first half is going to be really crucial. I completely agree with you. Anunya Agarwal also asking us that tell us a little bit about the top 4 clubs in Indian Ultimate. So yes, a lot of the scene actually is really big down south. Of course, you have your Airborne, you have Fly Wild who come from there. Ambush in the last 1.5 year also, I would say, is definitely in that top 4. The pull has just happened. Alex is going to pick up the disc. The score is 7-all. He sends it to Lakshman. Vikas is trying to get open, and absolutely free here is Anita, number 56. Sends it back to Alex, who's been marked by Krishna. They've of course squared off with each other a lot, and 2 really feisty characters going at the disc, and I would like to see a vertical match between them in one of the hucks for sure sometime in this game. Gives it a try and a bid by Gaju over there. What a high release breakthrough to Vikas by Lakshman. Lakshman and Vikas trying to get a little bit of eye contact. There comes the dump reset. Alex, quick pivot and back into his position again. And that Is that a foul call? We can't really see from here, but yes, there is a foul call which is being called by Lakshman on Gaju, because there was a little bit of contact when he was trying to release that disc. The conversation is there. Has it been accepted? I think it has been accepted by Gaju, rightly so. But they've moved up the disc really well towards the end zone, Ghana. I think now they just need to have a little bit of patience and a right decision to score this, because every point here on in is going to be very, very important for both teams.
Absolutely, and just as you say it, a beautiful breakthrough into the end zone for a score. And that is half. GK Mad have taken the half 8-7, and we will take a breather as well, guys. I think this has been quite a breathtaking game, I must say, with some great plays. And Bhavya and I can say, maybe earned a little bit of a break. So we will be back soon, and with more commentary and more recaps and maybe more interviews. So just stay tuned. Thank you.
So guys, this is in a 100-minute game, it's a 7-minute half, and as Ghana just mentioned to you, that there is a very interesting summary which definitely will come up during this 7-minute break. Do stay tuned in. We'll definitely come back as the action starts. So of course, do keep those comments coming in as well. We'll try and get to as many of them for sure. डेफिनेटली बहुत सारे लोग आप में से जो हिंदी के लिए भी बोल रहे हैं, वो हिंदी भी हम श्योरली बीच बीच में बात करना शुरू करेंगे. सो जब भी आपको फटाफट हिंदी कमेंट्री सुननी होगी तो प्लीज़ एक कमेंट छोड़ दीजिएगा तो हमें भी याद आ जाएगा. स्कोर जो है वो 8-7 और वो 8-7 है जीके मैड के तरफ. दो ब्रेक डाउन थे जीके मैड, एंड ऑफ कोर्स नाउ दे आर बैक, एंड लेट्स जस्ट हियर व्हाट द समरी इज टिल नाउ येट. We'll just give you a quick summary. 30 seconds में अगर आप रुकेंगे तो डेफिनेटली ये स्ट्रीम देखिए. तब तक थोड़े से जो हाइलाइट्स है और रिप्लेस है, अगर वो ब्रॉडकास्टिंग टीम थोड़ी सी बता सकती है तो दैट विल बी रियली गुड, बिकॉज इतने सारे ऑलरेडी इंटरेस्टिंग ग्रैब्स हुए हैं, इतने सारे डीव्स हुए हैं, थोड़े से हक्स भी हुए हैं. सो वो देखने के लिए बहुत ही मज़ा आएगा. थैंक यू सो मच रघुवीर, ऑफ कोर्स, फॉर द कमेंट्री.
Guys, Sarji, just call it off. Time ho gaya abhi. Call it off. Well tried.
We can do it here as well. Is it still panning on us? Good. Come on.
Hello everybody and welcome to the halftime. We're just after the half and this is Rishi. I have Ghana and Bhavya. A quick recap in case some of you might have missed what's happened so far. It's about 35-36 degrees in here. It's been a really hot game, but it's been 100 degrees on the pitch with some really hot ultimate action. You saw the game starting off with GK and Ambush trading points. At some point GK was 4-2 down, and then they managed to come back 6-all, and they were able to equalize and take the half. So this is now GK one break up, starting the second half on offense. Just as the game is going on, checking to see what Bhavya thinks. One thing that GK did particularly well in the first half.
I think the most important point, I think, Rishi, what they did was they just believed in their abilities. They knew that they are 2 breaks down, 2-point difference, trusted themselves, and then ensured to put a lot of pressure on the Ambush team on defense, and then getting those important turnovers. So that's the reason why.
So what would you say for Ambush? Since they're down, let me ask you, what do you think is one thing that Ambush can improve in this second half in order to get back at GK?
I think there's not much of an improvement required, to be very honest. The reason is because the game is already poised really well. It's just a 1-point difference, 8-7, and now with offense they have the opportunity to make it square. Top talent, of course, on show, so there is going to be a lot of high level of skills, lot of risky throws as well. They're going to connect, they're not going to connect. I have full faith this is going to be a very, very exciting match. Akhil, come join us. In 10 minutes I'll leave, please. Right, so we are back, of course, with a little bit of a break. And Nena, can I just ask you to move a little bit? Yes, the score is 8-7 in favor of GK Mad. The disc has been centered to Ansh. Ansh looking for a round, just releases a high breakthrough to Karan. Karan now sending it around to Ansh. Ansh is waiting for the cut. There are no cuts really coming. Everybody waiting steadily. Kenny gets the disc. Garima making a deep cut over there, but of course looked off, and Mac saves a little bit of high that release. For anyone who's watching this stream, it might be slightly difficult for you to understand the windy conditions over here, but if you can pan in and if you can see some of the jerseys, they're actually flying in quite a bit, which means there's a lot of crosswind which is also definitely coming here. So it is not really easy, Ghana, to throw a lot of these because the wind really plays such an important role. Having said that, Mac a left release to Karan. Now Karan is waiting for that cut. 2 people cutting in, and he's just sent it. What a nice grab and save there by Mac on a floaty disc. Travel call. There's no stoppage on that. Ansh with the disc, looking to go up line, but doesn't. Reset. And I think the instructions are very clear, Ghana, over here. For Ambush, I think they must have discussed in that half time that we just need to be patient. Just keep on putting the disc forward, using the handler set. As you've seen, pretty much it has been Ansh, Mac and Karan who've really been driving that force, and just hold that vertical stack at the end zone and then go for an easy score.
Yeah, you know, this is actually Ambush's D point. They came out and they got the D. They just need to convert this to get the break back. So, like I said, it's a seesaw of a game with teams really breaking, like trying to break each other at will. It's going up, it's going down. Right now it's just about doing the right things. And of course Ansh, Mac and Karan are rotating the disc very well, but the relief is also coming from the cutters. Stania is coming in with good yardage gainers. She's resetting it back. Kenny is helping out. So Ambush is playing very good 7 people ultimate where everyone's been involved in the game.
एब्सोल्युटली. और भाई उसे कहते अंश ने इसे अच्छा एक हाई रिलीज पकड़ लिया है फ्लोटी डिस्क पे और उसे ऊपर उछाल दिया. और करण दो लोगों के बीच में से उछल के उन्होंने ऑफ कोर्स ये डिस्क पकड़ा है. एंड हैविंग सेड दैट आई थिंक गाइस आई डेफिनेटली नीड अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ अ ब्रेक. तो मैं थोड़ा सा एक छोटा साइन ऑफ लूंगा 5 मिनट्स के लिए. ऑफ कोर्स माय नेम इज भव्य देसाई एंड इट्स रियली बीन नाइस कमेंटेटिंग ऑफ कोर्स फॉर द फाइनल्स. अभी तक 15-20 मिनट के ब्रेक के बाद मैं वापस आऊँगा. सो डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी मोर commentators who will obviously join us shortly, so stay tuned. Comments करते रहिएगा. आपके पास कोई questions होंगे तो please definitely हमें बोलते रहिएगा. So thank you so much Ghana, you've been an amazing co-commentator. I would just like to take a break and I'll definitely call Akhil in. Akhil, you know already we've commented in a few matches already over here. Thank you so much for all the comments that you sent in at that point of time as well. Please continue to send those in. Thank you so much. Signing off.
Thanks, Bhavya. Of course, Bhavya being amazing on the mic with the right mix of Hindi and English. And I can't do Hindi, guys. I really can't. I'm a girl from the south. I can manage to speak Hindi just to get an auto or a taxi to wherever I need to go. So I'm going to stick to English, and I have Akhil joining me on the mic for the rest of this game.
Good evening everybody and welcome again to this fantastic finals that we're having here between GK Mad and Ambush. It's a game that's going to go all the way down to the wire. Absolutely phenomenal high level ultimate that we're watching here thanks to the UPAI. GK at one point was down by a couple of points and are now level. The score is 8-8. We're just at the start of the second half and I can tell you something, this game is going to go down right down to the wire. Really looking forward to seeing some different strategies that both teams employ. So far we've been noticing that it's mostly been a person defense because I think maybe just the sheer pace that both teams operate with, that maybe a zone defense or any of these other strategies maybe just don't slow them down. So it's really interesting to watch what these teams are going to do as this next point has started. GK of course with the disc on the sideline, looking for Sanjay, who makes a beautiful upline cut. Sanjay, beautifully, very stylish left-handed player. Abhi a nice cut here from Rohit. Rohit still trapped on the sideline. I think GK should look to center the disc. The ever trusted Alex. कितने कमाल के थ्रोज है एलेक्स के यार. मैं हमेशा जब देखता हूँ तो मुझे मज़ा ही आ जाता है. कितने बढ़िया थ्रोज और इनकी जो केमिस्ट्री है इस टीम में, मतलब देख के आई थिंक मुझे तो बस, मैं हर बार देख के उनको बस मुझे लगता है कि मुझे बस इतना सीखना है इनसे. So really happy to be bringing you this game. The disc back with Sanjay, now centered. GK looking for options closer to the end zone, not seeing too many hucks. Why do you think that's happening?
Well, that's a successful one for GK. So GK now takes the lead. Hello and everyone, this is Rishi once again. By your request, I'm here for a few minutes to talk to you about the game as I see it. Well, the atmosphere here is getting just electric. We have a lot of people trickling in from the other fields who are finishing their games, coming down here to the venue of the final. So far we have seen a really intense half, and now it's the all crucial time. And in fact, Akhil, I've been on some other duties, I must tell you and the viewers, one of them being just clearing the sideline. You know, there's so much enthusiasm and excitement. People are on the sideline just as a throw is going to the end zone, the corner of an end zone. People are in fact getting onto the field to try and see which of their star players is making a bid, trying to get a grab. So in fact I had to take help of people like Jerry, a few others, and we put down a rope on this line so that the camera can actually get the corner angles and all the players have some breathing room on the sideline. So that's just the kind of eagerness with which everyone's watching this stream.
Which is amazing to see. I love that. I think what it says is that this tournament has been a raging success, and a lot of credit to the UPAI, the competitions committee, for pulling off this fantastic event here in Surat. Great conditions for ultimate, windy ultimate. Just as Kalpana puts this disc up, and the score is now 9-8 in favor of GK. क्या लग रहा है आपको ऋषि? Is it still too early to call this game? I mean, we are still, fairly early in the second half. As you know, it's a 100-minute game. Any predictions so far from your end?
Well, I may not be able to predict, but I can tell you this. GK are certainly the fan favorites, but it does seem like Ambush with their star-studded lineup, they are India's, if I may say so, premier international team. It's like they're the ones that everyone wants to beat. Everyone here, I get the sense that came into this final hoping that or thinking that Ambush is the favorite. They were expecting Ambush with all their experience, their athleticism, their star-studded lineup to actually take this game home. So what has happened is GK is drawing the support of the entire sideline. So yes, Akhil, I do think it's a bit early to call this game.
The classic David versus Goliath is what we're getting to witness again. The underdog story of GK versus maybe the Goliath of Ambush. But all I can say is both teams have terrific skills, and just as we say that, commentators curse perhaps, but Jashan and unfortunately turfs that disc. Alex cool and calm walking towards the disc. Tejas on the mark, looking for options. Has Lakshman ever ready, always waiting for him. Alex still on the sideline. This risky form of ultimate that GK is used to playing is not on display today, Rishi. Something they are reining in, I think, because of the amazing ability that the Ambush players have as well. Almost a score. We're just on the edge of the end zone. I think they're going to walk this one in.
Yeah, just on the style that GK is playing with, I think they did start off with some long points, some long shots, just as we say that there is a call on the field. But coming back to what I was saying, I did see that there were quite a few shots that Alex and Lakshman took between themselves. There were even some long shots to Megha. Somewhere GK realized that in these conditions, going up against Ambush where 1-to-1, they're perhaps equally if not greatly matched by Ambush on say the verticals, the speed. Somewhere around, say when the score was 4-2 and there was a timeout around that point, and it seemed like GK consciously decided to make a switch. Of course, that's just my sense. After that, I've been noticing that they have been fearlessly swinging from side to side, unafraid to lose yards, happy to take the disc back, just keep control, keep possession until they punch it in. So you're right, that's the style that GK seem to be playing with right now, and well, it's working wonders for them.
Agree with you, Rishi. And just as we look at the comments, Leon was asking for some Hindi commentary. तो मैं एक्चुअली ये कहना चाहूँगा कि मुझे इससे क्या सीखने को मिल रहा है कि जीके मैड्स एक बहुत ही वर्सेटाइल टीम है. उनका स्टाइल ऑफ अल्टीमेट जो है वो सिर्फ एक हक गेम नहीं है, वो स्टेडी स्मूथ फ्लो ऑफेंस भी खेल सकते हैं, स्मॉल बॉल भी खेल सकते हैं, डीप शॉट्स भी ले सकते हैं, जो कि कोई भी मतलब टॉप लेवल टीम का एक रिक्वायरमेंट होता है. वो सारे बॉक्सेस जीके मैड भी टिक करता है. तो अभी यहाँ पे कॉल होते हुए जैसे हम देख रहे हैं, जस्ट एट द एज ऑफ द एंड जोन, GK Mads is attacking the ambush end zone and we finally have a hand signal of contested. आप हमें comments में बताइए what do you want us to talk about? Is there any prediction that you guys have? And a terrific D there by Tejas. Fantastic sky, fantastic vertical on Alex, which I can tell you is not an easy feat. Tejas now with the disc, marshalling his troops. First cut to the ever dependable stand, and now continuation to Arya. Arya moving the disc up to Sneha. Disc is still on the sideline, but I think they're going to look to center the disc. Is this the break that Ambush was looking for? Rishi, I mean, it's still too soon to call. This game is such a seesaw, it's a humdinger. Let's see where this point goes.
Yeah, Ambush, in fact, playing through all their players, just as the players are kind of coming in for the cuts, they're taking on the role of handlers. They are just swinging the disc. That one, of course, didn't go through because it seemed like there was a bit of a contact during the throw by Megha. The players just discussing, and this is my guess, whether the contact happened just before the throw was released or when it was in the air, but Megha there accepting that she touched Sneha's hand just before the disc release. So that's a great display of spirit there, with which the stall count is coming back at 1 with Sneha. Ambush seems to have lined up with a vertical stack, a standard vertical stack on the end zone. Just the first cut didn't come and they're trying to reset it among the handlers, and you can also see a quick handler reset. Both Sneha and Jashan, who were ahead, went back up. and Tejas has now come back to play. It's amazing, Akhil, how these teams just keep switching their players, because every player has the ability to do everything. Jashan was handling, and then you saw him secure that grab and put up an almost assist, which Lakshman denied. Lakshman could not have that. I think Lakshman read that play just about a second before, just as he wound up to look at that forehand throw. Lakshman was on it, and he brings it down, and with a cool and calm head takes that timeout. GK well and truly believe that they have a game here to win. What do you think, Akhil?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने ऋषि. मैं तो अपने सीट से भी उठ गया था जैसे ही ये दोनों खिलाड़ी हवा में उड़ रहे थे. ऐसा लग रहा था कि टाइम had stood still. It was a beautiful moment, and I'm really happy that all of you are able to enjoy this high level ultimate here with us on this India Ultimate stream. It's a terrific final. It's one that's going to go right down to the wire. I don't know if 100 minutes is going to be enough, but it's one that I'm going to stick with right until the end. We have a timeout here. Ambush, being led by their coach Nathan, who's just trying to reel everybody in, trying to tell them that it's okay. Maybe at least if I was there in that scenario, this is what we'd be focusing on. What's going to happen next? Whatever's happened in the past is something that we need to forget and move on to the future. But आई थिंक दोनों टीम्स में ये ऐसा माहौल बन गया है कि ये मस्ट विन सिचुएशन जो है, कभी कभी एक पॉइंट के बाद गेम मेंटल हो जाता है. Your body starts responding in a very autopilot sort of a mode, and it's a completely mental game. But what you were talking about earlier, Rishi, about players taking on different roles, just want to say that just a testament to their skill, I think. Such all-round players who are able to fill any position. It's great to see, and great that Indian Ultimate is growing at this pace.
Absolutely, and I agree with you, right? It's not just a question of strategy or what you're doing. Beyond a point, everyone's so well matched in terms of their skill sets, and that's been on display throughout the nationals. In fact, some of our viewers might be knowing. In fact, it might have been shared on the stream before. Thanks to Ambrish for compiling it. But just some trivia, right? Going into the quarterfinals, none of the top 8 teams were undefeated. Ambush lost to Flywild. Flywild lost to GK Mad. GK Mad lost to Airbenders. Spinnergy lost to ATC. So you can see, right? All of the teams are,
very evenly pitched.
On a given day, just the flow that you have, the kind of vision of the field that you have is enough to swing the result one way or the other. And that's exactly what we have seen now. So this final is nothing different from that. We thought that Ambush started off very strongly. GK started slightly shaky with their offense, but they have come back like anybody's business, and right now GK seem to be in the driver's seat of this game. Of course, Ambush had a very good opportunity last point to bring the scores level, but as it stands, especially with Lakshman's D and the timeout that GK took, they seem to be in control of the offensive point at the moment.
Incredible movement here by GK Mad. Alex right here next to us on the sideline, as you were mentioning earlier, with a packed sideline full of supporters from all the different clubs across India. Fantastic atmosphere here on this beautiful Surat evening. Windy conditions, the sun is out. Nice forehand bladey throw there to Alex, as Alex looking for options, centers the disc again to Lakshman. Lakshman again looking for Alex. The brothers who have some incredible chemistry. Again, a beautiful breakthrough there, and that incredible high release, which looks like there's a call perhaps, or it's a turnover. Can't make out from the player's body language at this moment, but it's looking like it's a turnover, Rishi.
Yeah, this is the classic, grey area that we very often find in Ultimate, where, the rules clearly say that, look, if there is a call, but the offensive player has put the disc up, it is your duty to kind of bring that down and then resolve the call. So this is something that happens all the time. So on this particular instance, in fact, I wasn't able to catch what exactly happened. Were you able to find out?
I think it was, like you said, there was a call, but it could have been a travel call, and Alex, who was running towards the disc, stopped, and resulted in a turnover. But let's look at if the camera can pan down to both these circles that we have on the field right now, both the huddles. Binoy from GK Mads just instructing his team on what he thinks should happen, trying to keep a level head. every time the disc is with GK Mad, all Binoy is shouting from the sideline is play easy. Play easy. He's trying to keep their mental game steady, trying to keep the mental game in check because he knows that his team has the ability to take it all the way. The same thing on the other side, if you look at the ambush squad, Rishi. Nathan, as you know, is a beautiful leader. He really takes his team forward and has done a fantastic job in just a matter of a couple of years with this team that has so many superstar players and managed to reel in all their egos. And you know how it is with sportsmen, especially if you play for a team where you are the superstar. When you come into a team where there are multiple superstars, you want to be the alpha yourself. But I think he's done a fantastic job in sort of bringing them together and making them play as a team. I think teamwork makes the dream work. Agana, what do you think about the way Nathan has led the team and just overall ambush spirit?
Yeah, I think Nathan actually set that up really well, right? Like, we used to go play Goa Hats, and the day before Goa Hat used to be a huge exhibition game, the all-star game, where selected individuals from all over India were invited to play on either one of those two all-star teams. And I think in his head, that was him setting up his big mind to put a team like Ambush together. He did his homework well. He played those two teams, understood what all Indian players can do, and that's how he formed something like Ambush.
The mastermind himself, Nathan, has done a fantastic job. And as this timeout gets done, if in case you're wondering, it is quite hot here in Surat. A 100-minute game has 2 timeouts per half per team. So I think teams exercising this quite usefully, because it is something that we need a break once in a while just to get our head back on our shoulders. I have Rishi with me here in the commentary box. Ghana is here too. My name is Akhil, and we're having a fantastic time here at the NCS 22-23 finals between Ambush and GK Mad. This one's going to go down to the wire, Ghana. I mean, what I want to know from our viewers, we have a lot of viewers on the stream right now. What I want to know is, can you flood the comments with who you think is going to win today's game? Is it GK or Ambush? Just drop one word, GK or Ambush. Let's see what we got.
Yep, as our viewers are going to comment answering your question, I must tell you, Akhil, also some really sharp viewers. Our production team saw that turnover at the end, looking at the timeout, and increased the score, and all our audience was going mad. What's happening with the score? But yes, the production team is now correcting that score. It was still 9.
Just as they are making a correction, there has been another correction. There's a turnover happened here. The disc now in the firm hands of Alex, who's looking for options with that beautiful pivot. I mean, he's not very tall, but that pivot looks like he's 6'4". Ekdam mazedar, fluid jo game khelte hain Alex, and a beautiful low throw, and Manjeet there to make the score.
Even a bidding Tejas could not stop Alex and his low releases, and with that, well, the commentator's error actually comes true. The score is now 10-8. Another thing that we really must credit, someone in the comments is pointing out that GK also owes a lot of their credit to Vivek and Y Ultimate on coaching and helping them, because right from a very young age, it's not just Ultimate, right? Ultimate is being used as a tool for developing their personality, their communication. They've grown as some really strong individuals on and off the field. Not to share some individual achievements, but there are Akhil players from GK Mad who are getting selected for some scholarships internationally and making a living like anything else, and it's really proud to know that Ultimate has played such a crucial part in their life, thanks to Binoy, Vivek and Y Ultimate.
I think one can only be grateful for these organizations and these individuals for taking the initiative and helping not only grow the sport of Ultimate, but also these young lads and girls into becoming all-round individuals. Because as you know, for me, it's a very personal thing, and something that I learned at a young age, that playing sports is a crucial part of one's development as an all-rounder, not just in studies but also sports. And यहाँ पे कल्पना के पास डिस्क जैसे ही उपपुल कर रही हैं, गाना को भी कुछ कहना है इस मामले के बारे में. गाना, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I think this was a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago really, when the U24 team went to Australia, and Megha a little girl still in school was chosen to be a developmental player on that campaign. And today she is really commanding and owning her space in this contest. What would you say?
Absolutely. Another person that I need to shout out to, Kalpana, who had the pull on this point, pointed out by Muniz as well, that Kalpana has been a great person for the handlers and providing a release every time the handlers are stuck beat on the break side, the force side. She's been catching anything that's thrown at her, and she's played a very key role in this game, and is looking like she's playing a role even on this D point as well, because she's been given the tough assignment of stopping Stanya, or trying to do so.
Just as you say that, Rishi, an uncharacteristic drop there by Gaju. Very, very unfortunate. They were so close to the end zone. Just coming to the comments really quick. I'm just looking at the number of supporters for GK and Ambush. And right now, it looks like, at least from what we're watching, on the stream, looks like there's more support for GK. I think the classic underdog story is taking over the comment section as well. Great to see. Also, thank you, Monica. Monica is giving a shout out to the commentators. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're really happy to be bringing you this game. But looks like there's a call and there's some kind of conversation going on.
Yeah, seems like they're moving towards a resolution, and the play has restarted. And yeah, Akhil, while yesterday I was sitting in the commentary box commenting for the game that GK was playing, and yesterday they were not leading on the scoreboard until the end. Yeah. But one game that they've been leading throughout is fan support on the field and off the field. So GK has just not been down on that score.
It's great to see. I mean, I love it. जितने भी हमारे GK के फैंस हैं, जितने भी एम्बुश के फैंस हैं, प्लीज़ हमें कमेंट्स में बताइए. हमें जानना है. और यहाँ पे एक turnover. I think so much pressure put on the disc by Damor that even Alex couldn't hold on to it. Have to see if Ambush now having got a second chance, will they convert this? Coming back to what you were saying about Kalpana, I think she's a superstar player, and it's just. आई थिंक मुझे ये बात जो है अल्टीमेट के बारे में इतनी अच्छी लगती है कि ये हमारा जो स्पोर्ट है, ये एक मिक्स्ड जेंडर स्पोर्ट है, जहाँ पे इक्वल वैल्यू दिया जाता है आपको. आप लड़का हो, लड़की हो, कुछ भी हो, you have equal value on this field, and we all play as equals. Stanya, I think most guys, if you pit them against Stanya, I think they will be scared. That's the level of ultimate that she brings. Similarly with Kalpana, so it's great to see female superstars on the field really bringing their A game, as Ambush reel that one in. Gaju connecting very well with Damor from their Surat days, and that if I could call it, maybe an indication of how Jumbish used to play in the past. So it's great to see that Ambush managed to bring that point back. I know they are right now the favorite, but I think both you and I, Rishi, we want to watch a close game that goes right down to the wire, maybe even universe, never know.
One thing I must say about strategy in this game, I briefly alluded to it before, but I must say it again. In all the games that we see, right at the highest levels in India, abroad, everything that we watch, we see that there's a lot of strategy, set plays, different kinds of defensive looks happening, different kinds of plays. You're trying to poach somebody, you're trying to force them one way. In this game, the way I have seen it, it's just pure classic ultimate. Everyone's playing person to person. Very often when you play other teams, you will know something about that team, that so and so team is good at taking the deep shot, so you make that hard for them. Then you will say so and so players have certain throws that they really like to make, so you try to stop that. But in this game, there is not one thing. You stop someone in, they're going to be running deep. You stop someone's forehand, they're going to send a backhand hook end zone to end zone. So with those skill sets, it's just my observation that the game has been strategically very clean. It's person to person. You make the right moves, you make the right fakes, the throw is there, you bring it down, it's one-on-one, and that's the way this game has been.
Completely agree with you, Rishi. If I had one word to describe it, I would say the word would be balanced. There's barely an inch between these two teams, and they're both showing it right now on the field. I think any other strategy apart from person would be very difficult to execute, just because of the sheer pace. As Alex puts it up, deep look, looking for Vikas in the end zone, and that is a score. A classic GK mad point, a classic GK offense. Beautiful cut there by Lakshman, and a terrific IO breakthrough there by Alex, taking it all the way to make the score 11-9 now in favor of GK Mad. I think Ambush wanted to bring that one back as a D when they went in, but Alex just said not this one.
I want to give a quick shout out to a few more players in GK as we take this break between the points as the teams are lining up, where you know that you've always heard about Alex and Lakshman, who are the budding star players. In this game, few other people who have played some very key roles. Again, this is not an exclusive list, but a few people. Manjeet got that D right at the beginning, and there was Sanjay in between coming down with a lot of high grabs, assisting with the handler swings, and you just saw Vikas now running it down. So GK has now evolved into a full-blown team with a lot of equally matched players. And as I say this, I can't help but admit that it seems like we're all just talking about GK, and I'm sure that we need to correct that, but it's just, I think, the excitement and the mood of the audience that we are reflecting. But well, for each of the players on Ambush is as inspiring as can get.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Big shout out to Ambush as well. I think there are some absolutely phenomenal athletes on that side as well. It's just little bit of nerves, I think, and also I was mentioning this, right? At the end of the day, they are a pickup team. GK Mad have probably played with each other day in and day out for a long time. But for these people to come out and contest this contest at such a high level, having had maybe 1 or 2 camps together just before the nationals, is a huge feat.
Absolutely, and even on this point, just the few passes that they make, just the kind of throws and the catches, the reading that Ambush has, it's just off another level, and getting to see this live has been an absolute pleasure. And just then this call being contested, Lakshman making another valiant attempt at getting that run through D. Karan contested it and sent it back. So GK is now on D as Ambush is looking to gain some yards, with Tejas looking to Shubham Kadu for the upline. Shubham unwinds a backhand huck, going from left to right, hanging in the air, waiting for the receiver just at the end zone line. This was too easy for Ambush. Well, the game might not be looking so easy, but this point. So if Ambush can make the rest of the game look like this point, what do you think, Akhil?
I actually think it's just a matter of one break. And that one break is going to change the entire state and temperature of this game. It is going to elevate it to the next level. And Ambush is a world-class team. They had such a terrific showing at Windmill last year. And मुझे लगता है कि अगर कोई भी इंसान Ambush को count out करे इस stage पे with just a 1 point difference, तो आई थिंक के लिए शायद मुश्किल हो जाएगा. उन्होंने शायद Ambush को देखा नहीं है, कैसे वो अपने आप को एकजुट करके, रैली करके right until the last point fight karte hain. It may look like a team that plays very smooth and very chilly, but they are a very intense squad, and one that I think any team would be would be little bit fearful to take on, I would say.
Yeah, you're never going to know when they're going to ambush you, right?
One thing that even our viewers are pointing out, and I must give them credit for pointing this out, is this game is not just a battle between two teams, but I think it's a battle between philosophies, between different schools of Ultimate, if I may call it that. Yasha on the comments is saying that Ambush is skills and experience with their international campaigns and insane amount of experience, whereas GK is all of that and chemistry, because they play so much together. So that way this has been an amazing final to watch, because the teams are coming in with totally different schools of thought and totally different ways of approaching the same game that we all love, played with just a piece of plastic.
Terrific to see. I mean, such a pleasure to be witnessing this as we have Alex on the disc. Alex to Vikas now. Vikas looking for Lakshman. Beautiful movement the stability and control that they have over this plastic that you just referred to, Rishi, is phenomenal. Just as you see Vikas make a terrific cut, the athleticism in these conditions to be playing this speed and this level, and Alex almost playing savage. As we have a floaty throw here, which Lakshman manages to reel in, and there is a call here on the sideline. And the call is to clear the sideline that is flooded by ultimate enthusiasts and players here to witness this amazing finale to NCS 2022-2023 here in Surat in Gujarat, India. It's a fantastic atmosphere. It's a privilege to be here with all of you, and I hope that you are all enjoying the game just as much as we are. Ghana, I think initially when we came into the team, we were predicting a North-South final, and now we have two teams here. Like I think what Rishi was talking about earlier, that between the top 4 teams, there was barely anything.
You know what, Akhil? It's been a strange contest, really. If you look at it, none of these teams have been unbeaten, which means there are many upsets. Everyone's been beaten before, and it's a very close contest.
Yeah, that call seems to have just thrown off GK's flow by a bit, because Ambush manages to get the D and they quickly go the other way, release a disc floating into the air. In fact, it even swings the other way, but there was that Ambush player just underneath and managed to secure this. So Gajju doing extremely well, not just to hold that disc there, go swing around, turn the page, come back to the front of the far sideline to secure an easy goal. And with that, Ambush is just not willing to let GK take the game away.
It's that break that we were talking about, Rishi. It's that one break, and the momentum has swung back now in favor of Ambush. Maybe not fully, but it's just made the game even Steven all over again at 11 all. GK Mad 11, Ambush 11. Lot of love in the comments for Rishi's commentary and his philosophy. I am completely with you. He's doing a great job, and all of you in the comment section are doing a fantastic job by giving us so much trivia and so much information about about each of these two teams. As we have a timeout here, GK Mad calling a timeout to just sort of recollect and come together. Binoy, their coach, I think wants to have a chat with everybody on. And in Ghana, if you were in this circle and if you were talking to your team, what would be something that you would tell your teammates?
Man, I would be telling them it's the next race to 3. It's always that close a contest, right? It's about each point, each pass, each throw, about switching on and off, between being really aggressive on the disc when you need to go get those Ds, and really being calm when you're playing the chilly offense.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. I have a question for both of you, in fact, Akhil and Ghana. Do you think that all the players on the line, on the teams here, will in fact be keeping track of the score? Are you somebody who keeps track of the score? Are you someone who says, oh, you know what, I just let my captain or coach take care of that? What do you think at this level, at this game? Do you think everyone knows it's 11 all, or the players are not going to bother about that and just be playing their role? What do you think?
I think the politically correct answer is that the score is always 0-0. But I think actually सच्चाई में ऐसा होता नहीं है. मुझे तो हमेशा पता होता है कि स्कोर क्या होता है. और आई थिंक इस सिचुएशन पे फाइनल्स में आई थिंक हर एक टीम मेंबर को पता होगा कि स्कोर क्या है. बट आई थिंक उससे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि हम ये जान के कि स्कोर क्या है ऐसे खेलें जैसे स्कोर 0-0 है. जैसे कि it's just the next point that matters, and it doesn't matter what has come before. Both teams lining up now, coming into as we are getting ready to start the next point. But Ghana, do you look at the score? Is that something that you focus on?
I honestly switch that off. I play to what my captain and my coach tells me to do.
And just as our viewers have been pointing out, the score is 11 all. We were past soft cap just before the previous point ended, and folks, this is universe point of the finals of the National Championship Series. Day 3 coming down from Surat. Here we are. We've had 23 teams battle it out over 3 days of intense ultimate, starting right before even the sun could rise, all up until sunset. And this is what it has come down to. GK Mad from Delhi, Ambush from everywhere in India, running down for the final point. Irrespective of who scores this point, they will take the championship, Akhil.
Terrific sights here at Surat as Lakshman has the disc on the sideline, centers to Alex. GK Mad on offense as we start this final point of the finals, looking for options. All the pressure on here by Ambush defensive line. Alex looking for, and that is a turnover.
Yeah, Alex and Lakshman were trapped on the near sideline. They were looking for some passes to swing. They weren't able to make it. Ambush turns it right at the end zone line, picks it up, and Karan makes an easy pass to the front of the end zone. And the scenes are extremely crazy. Ambush has managed to clinch this thriller of a final. What a roller coaster it was. Heartbreak on the sidelines and perhaps on the internet for the GK fans. But this, I think, has been an absolute pleasure to watch. Ambush showing what kind of experience and skill sets they have, and I guess that's what matters on Universe Point, right? Being able to hold your nerve, forcing that turn, some intense defense, just managing to force that error. Alex would have perhaps controlled this throw any other day. It's not about skill, it's not about ability, it was just that moment, and they managed to force that turn and score.
Incredible sights. Both Rishi and I and Ghana are on our feet as we witness this, as we witness the ending moments of this game. Both teams lining up and congratulating each other for a terrifically hard fought game. Man, I think there's only one winner here today, Rishi, and that is the game of Ultimate itself. It's been an absolutely incredible stellar game, and all credit to Ambush being 1 point down, being one break down, coming back in the dying moments in the last quarter and clinching the Nationals NCS 2022-2023, brought to you by UPI. Ghana, did you predict that? Did you see that coming?
I have goosebumps, Akhil. Really, like genuinely, what a game, and we have truly been ambushed, and that is exactly how I'd call this. That defensive look was just so much in everyone's pocket, held their nerves, brought it down, and that's how it all unfolded.
So much pressure on Ambush with all that sideline support for GK, and it looks like they used that to really fuel their energy, and they wanted to show what they really can do. And it's also, I mean, been an incredible campaign for GK because they have not been able to participate in the last few tournaments, in the last few nationals. So here they are coming all the way and managed to get into the finals. It'll be great to see if we can hear from some of them. So while I can perhaps check that out, Akhil, what do you think was the highlight of this game for GK and for Ambush? I'm sure there is no one thing that you can pick, but what would you like to say about it?
I think this game has been a highlight reel, and I think mostly Ghana, I don't know if you agree with me, it's the defensive plays that turn the game. And some of the defense that both teams got, in the first half of the game, that terrific defense that both Lakshman and Alex, displayed for GK, and now in the second half that Karan and Gajju displayed for Ambush. I think those were the highlights for me, apart from terrific bids, amazing skills. All of it, I think it's a highlight reel in itself, this game.
Yeah, the entire game was a highlight reel. I don't think there was a single moment that was not entertaining. Spirit-wise also, Akhil, I think it was a very clean game. For a game that's played at this high level, yes, there were some calls, but I think it was resolved very amicably, with both teams respecting each other, giving each other space to talk and resolve it very, very well. And that's what makes Ultimate such a brilliant game, that both sets of athletes can play with so much adrenaline pumping through their waves, don't have a referee to call any play, but still play fair and positive throughout the game.
Incredible sights here, Ghana. I think the only thing that I would say is that it was a game of patience and composure at the end, as some of our viewers have pointed out. Great to see, Bhavya, that both the teams have such great spirit, and all I can say is that GK is going to come back next year stronger than ever. They're going to come back fighting. And I know that it's not, I mean, they may be really disappointed right now, but I think they need to take back so many positives from this tournament, and a great showing at Nationals.
Absolutely, Akhil. And what a final universal point, and what an uncharacteristic mistake there by Alex. A little floaty disc doesn't hang in there, and of course Lakshman is not able to grab onto it, and that too just outside the end zone. Such a clear, easy one. Yeah, nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us, and we're signing off from the commentary over here. Hope you can catch a lot of highlights are going to come very soon as well on the India Ultimate channel. So do hold on, do watch that as well.
Yeah, and for those of you who are keen, the prize distribution ceremony will also be live streamed shortly on the India Ultimate page itself. So once again, thank you so much to all of you who've been viewing. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking about the last few points of this game, and I'm sure that this game will become one for people to go back to and rewatch time and time again. With that, thank you so much, and we will bring this broadcast to an end.
Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful evening. Please join Ultimate, support Ultimate. Thank you once again to UPAI, and a terrific tournament.